It has been 212 days since I started investing in Vanguard's VGT, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how my investment has performed since that time. Now, I started investing in this position right here on this channel back in November of 2024. So technically, it has been 10 months since I started investing in Vanguard's VGT, but I'm only investing on trading days. So I'm not investing on holidays or on the weekend, and I'm not accounting for those or making those up. So for the purposes of 2025, I'm going to be investing a total of $2,500 into this position. And so far this year, we have continued to see the market trend to the upside. Now, we have seen a few minor pullbacks throughout the course of the year, but every single time it looks like we may start to get more downward movement in the market, we bounce and we move back to the upside and continue to hit all-time highs. So if you have not started investing in the stock market at any point over the past 12 to 24 months, or actually even a little bit longer than that, you have left a lot of opportunity to see your money grow on the table. So one of the reasons that I started investing in this brand new portfolio right here on my channel was to help people to understand that you don't need a lot of money to get started with investing. And I also wanted to see the small amounts that I'm investing every single day. Will they make an impact? Will it actually help me to grow my bottom line? I have had several people leave comments on some of my previous videos asking, hey, why are you investing every single day? That doesn't seem like the right approach. Now, I started investing every single day for the reasons that I previously mentioned, but I also wanted to highlight there really isn't a right or a wrong way to invest. So for example, I'm investing daily in the portfolio that I'm building on this channel. In my other personal accounts, I invest weekly, and then in my corporate sponsored Roth 401k, I invest monthly into that. So the bottom line is create an investment strategy that works for you and just go with it. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at how my investment in VGT has performed over the last 10 months. But before doing so, if you've stopped by my channel in the past and you've watched any of my previous content and you got some value from that content, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. I would really appreciate that. All right, right now we're taking a look at my total investment in Vanguard's VGT, and then we'll start at the top here. And as you can see, my open P&L in this position is $236.92. And overall, I am up 17.56% in my investment, which I think is absolutely solid. And as an FYI, I am investing in two other positions in this portfolio, and VGT is my top performing investment to date. All right, so now we'll take a look at the market value, and I have a total market value of $1,586.52, and I have a total cost of $1,349.60. And the average price that I've been able to purchase VGT at is $612.99. And then if we take a look right below that, we'll take a look at the quantity. And as of right now, I have a total of 2.2 shares of this fund. And the ratio that this investment makes up in my portfolio is 25.17%. Now, the other two investments that I have in this portfolio is Vanguard's VOO and Charles Schwab's SCHG. And then the last price that I was able to purchase VGT at was $720.60. All right, so now we're taking a look at this screen here. And as of closing on Friday, September 11, 2025, VGT was trading at $719.57. And it opened at $720.20. And over the last 52 weeks, we have had a high in this position of $721.45. So right now, we are trading at or near all-time highs in this particular position. And then if we look below that, we have a 52-week low of $450.51. That's a pretty decent spread right there. If we were investing large amounts of money when the market pulled back over the past 52 weeks at that $450 level, we would have seen a tremendous growth in our investment. And the good thing about investing daily, even though it's a small amount, we were able to capture pieces of that position at $450, although not a lot. We were able to purchase when it moved to the downside. And if we take a look at the third column here, under the 1-year cumulative return of VGT, it is 27.87%. So over the past 1 year, VGT has increased in value by almost 28%. Right here, we're taking a look at a monthly chart for VGT. Each one of these candlesticks represents 1 month of movement in this position. And as we take a look at the chart here and we go from left to right, we can see that the position started to move to the upside, and then we had a move to the downside, and then we continued to move back to the upside, hitting all-time highs along the way. We had the one final pullback where we pulled back to around $450 there, which is right near the orange line. And then of course we bounced right back, and now we are up trading at or near all-time highs. One of the things that I really like about the Webull app is it has tabs within your dashboard that allow you to see what are the analysts saying about a particular investment and what is their take for the short term, the medium term, and in the long term. So right now we're going to take a look at what some of the analysts are saying about VGT. In the short term, right now, they are saying that it is very strong bullish evidence. So as you can see right here on the screen. Now, if we flip right over and we take a look at the medium term analysis, it's saying that it's a weak bullish signal. And then if we take a look at the long-term analysis, it is also signaling a weak bullish signal. Now, what can we take from this? Right now, when I see this, I think that some of the major analysts out there are predicting that we are going to pull back in the market, which has been the case for at least all of 2025. I remember back in 2024, there were a lot of analysts saying 2025 is going to be a rough year. We're going to see a lot of downward movement in the market. And we started to take precautions of how we invest and starting to stack a little bit more money on the side just so we could weather the storm. But that didn't happen. So whenever you take a look at the analysis on these positions, make sure that you just understand that that's what their thought process is leading them to tell us what they think the market is going to do. However, if you're investing with me in this challenge, you're investing every single day, whether the market is up or the market is down. So we're just going to ride the wave, ride the storm, and we're going to continue to invest on the schedule that we set out for ourselves. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about the dividends that I have received since I've been investing in VGT. So I've only received 2 dividend payouts since I started investing in this fund. The very first one was received on March 28th of 2025 in the amount of 21 cents. Not a lot. The second one was received on July 1st of 2025 in the amount of 99 cents. Also not a lot of money. Now, the next dividend that I'm expected to receive as part of a payout for this will be on September 25th of 2025. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to be paid out at that time, but as of right now, I haven't received a lot in dividends, and I fully didn't really expect to. I mean, I've only got 2 shares of this particular investment, but as time passes and my investment continues to grow, my expectation is the dividend payout will as well. So the total dollar amount that I've received in dividends in this investment is $1.20, and it has automatically been reinvested back into my position. All of my investments are set up with the DRIP or DRIP dividend reinvestment program across all of my accounts. I don't withdraw any of my dividend payouts for any of my investments. I automatically set them up to be reinvested. All right, so my investment in VGT is currently up around 18%. So I'm happy with how my investment has been performing over the last 10 months. And based on what some of the analysts think, we still have some movement to the upside, especially in the short term. In the past, whenever I provided an update on my investment in VGT, I have had some people say, hey, I would prefer to invest in SCHG instead. And I think that's completely fine. I think they're both really good investments to invest in, and it's really just preference, right? That's really what it comes down to. So what I wanted to do really quickly is give a very high level overview of both of these investments so you could kind of understand the difference between the two. So if we take a look at SCHG's top 15 holdings, they're very similar to VGT. However, there are several exceptions, and I'll point those out right now. So you see, of course, the Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Broadcom, Meta. Those are staples in both funds. However, as you get a little bit further down towards the bottom here, you'll see that SCHG invest in Eli Lilly, Visa, MasterCard, and Costco. Those are all fantastic companies to own and to invest in. However, when we take a look at Vanguard's VGT, you'll notice two things. Number one, the percentage that the fund invests in a particular position. So for example, here on VGT, we see that Nvidia makes up 18.16% of this fund, but on SCHG, it makes up 11.25%. And the second thing that you'll notice is that VGT only invests in IT related companies. So again, both are fantastic options for you to invest in. It's really just going to come down to whether you would prefer to invest in a fund that primarily focuses on investing in IT related companies, or if you would like to invest in a fund that focuses on IT related companies, but other companies that drive growth in the US market. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the performance of both funds over the last 10 years. So VGT, 674.84%, 148.48%, 103.98%, 27.87%, 29.54%, 13.63%, and 1.91% over the past month. Now let's flip over and take a look at SCHG. So that is 421%, 129.86%, 96.58%, 24.54%, 23.76%, 11.25%, and 2.38% over the last month. You're not going to go wrong by investing in either one of these companies. And then the last thing that I will point out that's an obvious difference between the two is SCHG trades at around $31, $32 a share right now, whereas VGT is right up around that $720 a share mark. But if you're using investing platforms such as Webull or Robinhood, then you know that you can purchase fractional shares of each one of these funds. So price should not be the deciding factor. It should be which one of these fits into your overall long-term investment strategy. All right, so that's how my investment in VGT has performed over the last 10 months. If you have not had an opportunity to watch my previous updates on VOO and SCHD, make sure you check those out. And then I also want to mention that I have started investing $10 a day into Bitcoin. I wanted to add that as my fourth investment in this particular portfolio. The only difference is I'm investing $50 every single week, and I'm using Robinhood. So I'm investing weekly in that instead of daily. I have not dropped an update video for that investment yet. I wanted to give it a little bit of time to actually grow a little bit. I'll likely drop my first Bitcoin/cryptocurrency update sometime next month. All right, so what do you guys think about my investment in Vanguard's VGT? I know some of you guys really like SCHG. I'm a fan of SCHG as well, but whenever I was looking for an aggressive growth index fund to add to my portfolio, I was all in on IT. I really like where the IT space is going, especially with AI, with Nvidia being the growth driver in that space, along with Microsoft, which is why I went with them instead of going with SCHG. Leave a comment down below and let me know. And as always, you already know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.